Now the book, the game, the very huge book, The Game, which of course was one of the greatest selling books in Canadian history. How did you respond to the incredible response to The Game?
Well, it was kind of overwhelming. I mean, we thought it would do pretty well, but we had no idea that it would quite do as it did. I mean, it was obvious. I mean, it was really fun when the book came out, and to see that kind of reaction. And I mean, traveling around on a book tour and doing a signing and seeing a few hundred people in a lineup, and all of whom really seemed interested in getting the book and waiting in lines for a couple of hours. And one of the things that was just terrific about it was you'd see these lineups, you'd see all kinds of people wearing their Montreal Canadiens shirts. And it was, or they'd wear hats, or they'd have, little scrapbooks. And it really wasn't until then that I realized the kind of affection that really exists nationally for the Canadiens. I mean, yes, there are, passionate fans for other teams as well, but there are an awful lot of Canadians fans in most of the country. And it was as if they had lived outside of Quebec all of these years as these Canadiens fans, and they had never quite found a way to express that was inside them. I mean, that they'd never get to Montreal, or if they did, they could never get inside the Forum, or maybe they would travel to a city in their part of the country that had an NHL team, but gee, it was hard to get in for a Canadiens game, and it was as if, here was their chance. And so, I mean, this conscious decision of, getting up in the morning, knowing where you're going to go, and saying, I'm gonna say, I'm going to express the fact that me too, I belong. This is my team too. Put on the jersey and wear it down, and it was just terrific. I mean, it was just so nice, and that really surprised me.
Let's backtrack some more to the 70s. In '71, you received a telegram from your father before the Boston Bruins series.
Yeah.
As we go digging through the vaults, what did that say?
Well, just before the series started, and this was, I mean, we weren't supposed to win this series, and I wasn't supposed to play, and why my father ever had the gall to send the telegram, I don't know. I mean, but anyway, the telegram read simply, ruin the Bruins, love Dad, and so it was there, and then, about 2 weeks later, and after we had beaten the Bruins, and finally in the 7th game, I can remember sort of fighting with myself. It's like, I kind of have in mind what I should write back, but I'm not sure whether it's right, and I finally sent, a telegram back, and it just had, Bruins ruined, love Ken.